everyone, today's video is going to be talking about some of my favourite makeup brushes and brushes I reach for pretty much on a regular basis, and I got a small selection I want to show you guys as well. So I've got my small selection here, and I used to keep my brushes all separate, but I decided to keep my brushes all in one compartment for brushes I reach for on a regular basis as well. So this brush pot is actually from Zara Home, and I think it's part of the bathroom collection, but I picked it up a long time ago, but I'm sure they have more selection as well. So that's from Zara Home, and I think I got 10 makeup brushes I want to show you guys I reach for pretty much on a regular basis. Most of these are base brushes because I do like to spend a lot of time on perfecting my base makeup, and also I got 2 eye brushes I want to show you towards the end of the video as well. So let's get started. So the first brush I want to show you is a fan brush. Now this is the Louise Young LY20 Super Fan Brush. I never actually owned a fan brush before. This is my first ever fan brush that I bought, and it works really great in applying highlighter on the top of your cheekbones and also down the bridge of your nose as well. This brush is actually really big, and it's also really soft as well, which I really like about it. It washes really well, and I just really like this brush as well. I think it's such an unusual brush, and it just works really well in picking up the right amount of highlighter, and I do like to apply a little bit of my Becca Shimmering Perfector with this as well, and it works really well too. So that's from Louise Young. The next makeup brush I want to talk about is a face brush. Now this is from Bobbi Brown, and this is the Bobbi Brown Full Coverage Face Brush. I use this pretty much every single day. I don't wear the same foundation on a everyday basis. I usually switch things around, but this one works really well on all types of foundation I have used, and you can get more of a medium to full coverage with the actual brush as well. So the actual brush is quite dense as well, which reminds me a little bit of the Real Techniques buffing brush, but it's a lot better in quality, and it doesn't shed, which I find my buffing brush has starting to go out of shape a little bit, and it's starting to shed when I wash it as well. But this one, I haven't seen any shedding in the brush yet, and the actual brush is quite a nice length as well, so you can definitely grab the handle really nicely, and I just go in circular motions and apply my makeup as well. So I really like this brush, and it works better with a lot of my foundations. I find that it works better with lighter coverage or more of a medium to full coverage depending on what look I'm going for as well. So that's the Bobbi Brown Full Face Brush. The next brush I want to show you guys is also from Bobbi Brown. This is the Bobbi Brown Sheer Powder Brush. Now I use this brush mainly for blusher and sometimes powder, and it applies that perfect amount of blusher just on the apples of your cheeks without being too heavy, and it doesn't pick up a lot of product as well, so you can gradually build up the amount of blusher you use. And if you're using any powder blusher, or if you're using a liquid highlighter, you can just gently buff it in, and it works really well too. So I really like this, and the bristles on this one is also really super soft as well, so washes really well, and it's super soft on the skin as well. So really like this from Bobbi Brown. The next brush I want to talk about is another base brush, and this is from Kevyn. This is a recent purchase for me, and I think I picked it up about 3 or 4 months ago now, and I have been using it pretty much every single day. I use it mainly with my Laura Mercier mineral press powder or my mineral loose powder. It works really well, and it picks up the right amount of product, and it comes in a really nice dome shape as well, so it's very dense, the bristle, so I find it gives more of a medium to full coverage. And I like to wear more of a tinted moisturiser underneath, and wear the Laura Mercier loose powder on top as well, and that works really well, and it doesn't really affect the makeup, it doesn't really rub off any makeup. And the only downside I have about this makeup brush is that when you wash it, it smells. I don't know what it is. I think it's a natural hair inside, but whenever I wash it, I just can't stand the smell, and it takes forever to dry as well. That's the only downside I have about this brush, but other than that, it's very soft, and it picks up the right amount of powder as well. So that's from Kevyn. I also have another brush I use to set my powder with. This is from Hakuhodo, and this is the Hakuhodo and Sephora collaboration. Now I believe this is called the Otsubu, correct me if I'm wrong. This is the Otsubu teardrop brush, and this is more of a medium shaped brush, which is really nice, and I use this with my MAC mineralized skin finish, and I just take it down on the bridge of my nose and also on my forehead as well, just to take some shine away and just to set my makeup as well. This works really well, and the bristles are again super soft, and it's slightly domed as well, so I find it picks up the right amount of product without overloading it. And sometimes you can get more of a cakey look with setting brushes, but this one you definitely won't get a cakey look, and the bristles are actually quite nice and dense as well, but it got a bit of movement in there as well, so you can definitely apply your powder without it looking too cakey as well. So that's from Hakuhodo. The next brush I want to show you is another base brush. Now this is from Sephora. This is part of the Sephora Pro range and it's the Pro Full Coverage Airbrush. Now I have a few Sephora Pro airbrushes. Now I really like these. They're really good quality. They wash really well and I think they're more on the affordable side of things as well. So I really, really like this. This one is number 53 and I really like it because it's got a really nice short handle as well. So you can take it with you if you're on the go or if you're traveling as well, which is something I do a lot. Then this is a really good brush to take with you on the go as well. This is actually a really nice fan shaped brush, so you can pick up a really nice amount of product. And I find this brush works better with more medium to full coverage foundations, and I like to use my Tom Ford Traceless Perfection foundation with that, or I like to use maybe the double wear with that if I'm more looking for more of a medium to full coverage that day. But it works really well in buffing out the actual foundation, and it just makes your skin look really flawless and really healthy as well. So that's the Sephora Pro 53 brush. I also got another Sephora brush I want to show you guys. This is the Sephora Pro Airbrush Concealer, and I use this pretty much every single day to set my concealer and to buff in my concealer as well. So this actually reminds me a lot of the Real Techniques setting powder brush, but it's a little bit more dense than the Real Techniques brush. And my Real Techniques brush, which I used to really like, completely broke on me. All the glue fell out and my brush just kind of broke, I guess. All the bristles started to come apart, so I never really got around to buying another one. But I picked up this one from Sephora maybe about a year ago. I've been using it every single day and it just works really well in blending my liquid concealer in, or I like to use my Kevyn Aucoin Essential Skin Enhancer and I like to just really work that into my skin, and it just works really well too. So I really, really like this. And another thing about this brush is that it does pick up quite a bit of concealer at the same time, so you do have to wash it quite often, which I do spot clean my brushes about midweek, maybe on a Thursday or Friday before I deep clean them on a Sunday, and it just helps get some product out, and it builds up quite a lot of product throughout the week as well. So that's from Sephora. The final brushes I want to show you guys, this is another one from Kevyn Aucoin. This is the Kevyn Aucoin contour brush. I actually got two of these because they're so good, and I mainly use it with my Charlotte Tilbury Sculpt and Highlight powder, and I use it with the sculpting side, and I just really like to work it into the hollows of my cheeks. And I also like to use this with my Kevyn Aucoin sculpting powder with the same sort of purpose, and I like to use this on the side of my nose to give some definition, and also on my hollows of my cheekbones just to give a little bit more definition. It's that perfect size as well. It's not too big, and it's that perfect amount size that picks up the right amount of product as well. So really, really like this from Kevyn Aucoin. The final two brushes I want to show you guys today is more eye brushes. Now I have been more of an eye makeup person recently. I always have been more of a sheer wash your shadow bit of eyeliner, but lately I've becoming more obsessed with eye makeup, and I've been using these two brushes hand in hand. This first one is from Tom Ford, and it's a Tom Ford blending brush. Now I have tried MAC 217s back in the past. They are really, really nice, but then I think recently they changed the I don't know how they make their brushes, but it's become really scratchy, and I just really disliked my using MAC 217s now, so I decided in investing in this one from Tom Ford. This is the Tom Ford blending brush, and it's one of the best blending brushes I've ever tried. It works really well even if a wash of sheer shadow over the lids, and or if you've got a deeper colour you want to blend in a crease like I have today. And I've been using it pretty much on an everyday basis. It works really well, and it also washes really well too. So I really think having a good quality brush in hand is very good sometimes, and you would see yourself using it for a few years as well. I find this one, I had it for about a year now. It works really well. It still looks brand new every time I wash it, and yeah, really, really like this from Tom Ford. The final brush I have to show you guys is another eyeshadow brush. This is more of a eye shader brush. So this is the large shader brush from Sigma, and it's the number E60. This is what the brush looks like. It's slightly domed on the top, which I really like, and it picks up the right amount of shadow if I'm packing on the shadow on the lids first, and I just find it's that perfect shape for my eyelids as well. And it's slightly tapered, so it just goes into the crease quite nicely, and I just really like using this brush as well. So that's from Sigma. So that's it guys for my brush collection and some of my favourite brushes. I hope you all enjoyed this video and found this video very useful, and if you did enjoy the video, give it a huge thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and I will have my latest video link for you down below if you're interested in catching up on that, and also on my blog and social media for you to catch up on, and follow me on Twitter if you're interested as well. So thank you very much today for watching, and I'll see you next week for a new video. Bye!